Hey guys, welcome back for another Trick Tip Tuesday, and today's tip I'm going to be talking to you guys about the differences of some of the smaller benchtop model saws that we offer and why you may want to choose one over the other. So first, email us at tips@Trick-Tools.com. We'll see if we can get your ideas included in these trick tip videos that we do every Tuesday, and thanks for doing that ahead of time. So for starters, I'll talk about some of these saws. We get a lot of questions of why should I choose this saw over that saw over that saw. So to kind of explain the different saws a little bit, how they work, what they do, what they're good at, and why you should maybe choose one over the other depending on what you're doing. So for starters, we'll start with the two kind of traditional style chop saws. We have the Evolution 380 here. We also have the fine slugger saw here. This one uses a 15-inch blade. This one has a 14-inch blade on it. So really these saws are kind of a really good replacement for your traditional abrasive style chop saw. So these saws here have a actual metal blade with teeth. You'd almost look at it initially and say, oh, it's a wood saw, but that's not the case. These are specifically designed to rotate at a different RPM than an abrasive saw. So these blades are specific to a TCT chop saw. An abrasive saw is going to spin at a lot higher RPM, and if you put this blade on an abrasive saw, you're going to destroy this blade in a heartbeat. So these are specifically designed to run this way. I personally do not like abrasive chop saws. I know they've been around for years, everybody uses them, but they make an absolute mess and they throw hot metal sparks everywhere, and I'm just not a fan. So it wasn't until I actually got my hands on some of these TCT saws that kind of had a little bit of a change of mind a little bit on that, because while these ones do throw some chips, it's not nearly what you get with an abrasive saw, and these actually have a nice kind of a cooler cut to them. So when you're done, you can actually grab your part out of here and you can actually touch the end that you just cut, and it's not going to be hot enough to burn you or anything like that. So that's pretty nice. And these saws do miter. The clamp and the platen here, everything allows you to rotate this to be able to get some mitering abilities. This one here on the fine is set up straight. Got a quick clamp feature, so you can slide this in and then be able to tighten it up from there. The Evolution, we've got this set up already where it's at a angle already. You can easily turn the handle here, adjust the table around to where you need it for your cut, and then clamp it back in place. So that would be the TCT saws. So from there we have the little 782. This saw here is a pretty nice little mini benchtop bandsaw. So it's going to allow you to make some pretty accurate cuts, but it's going to give you the capabilities that you would normally get out of a bandsaw, but in a smaller package, something that you can move around to job sites, that sort of thing. You can get different blades for them, different teeth count, all that sort of thing. Really a pretty nice saw, and an extra capability that it has is going to be able to stand it up, and there's actually a table that you can clamp in here to the vise that's going to give you the ability to do some vertical cutting on it. So that's a pretty nice feature on these little Femi saws. So yeah, a nice little benchtop unit if you need a bandsaw that you need to be able to transport, or maybe say you've got a nice bench setup that you want to put a saw on in your home garage, that sort of thing. So next we have our Porta-band Pro, which both of these are the Porta-band Pro, and this one here is made to fit this specific model of the DeWalt Porta-band saws, and then this one here fits a few different models of Milwaukee Porta-band saws. So these ones, basically you're buying the jig fixture. So if you don't have the saw, obviously you would need to pick up the saw to have this. The great benefit about these here is number one, portability, and it gives you the capabilities to be able to utilize your handheld Porta-band, whether it's a Milwaukee or a DeWalt, be able to use it in a different way. It's going to give you more capabilities out of the saw that you hopefully already have. So you buy the jig from us, you clamp your saw in there, you can do regular horizontal kind of chop saw style cutting that way, or you can stand it up. The base flips down here. We have these little vertical tables that go right onto the different saws, and you can do the vertical cutting from there. So these are really good for the option of giving you the extra use out of your Porta-band saw that you already have. So you know, if you're looking for a small benchtop bandsaw, and say you don't need the handheld capabilities to be able to pull this saw out of here and use it handheld on something, you know, a saw like this little 782 is really going to be probably a better option for you at that, because it's a dedicated unit already built in, gives you a few of the same capabilities as this, where, like I said, really the benefit of these is being able to just give you the extra capabilities on your Porta-band saws. So and then, you know, the difference between these, you know, as a Porta-band or a bandsaw to a chop saw, the chop saws are going to give you a really quick cut, a clean cut, a straight cut, pretty accurate with that blade. So there are different blade options for these as well to be able to cut different materials, aluminum, stainless, that sort of thing. So hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of an idea of the difference between some of these machines, why you may want a little a TCT saw for doing more chop saw style cutting. The great thing about all these is that they're all portable. You can take them with you to a job site, in a garage. You can move it outside if you want. You know, wherever you need to go, these saws can all go with you. They just give you different capabilities as far as the way they cut, and maybe even some capacity differences too. So for all the different capacities, we'll include descriptions in the video about how to determine what saw might be right for you based on the size that you're trying to cut, and then maybe even material as well. So yeah, check out our website, give us a call at Trick-Tools.com. We can help you guys figure out which type of these saws is best for you. Thanks for watching this week's Trick Tip, and we'll see you next week.